Imagine you are sitting across from someone you trust, a friend, a sibling, an adult child. You have a secret on the tip of your tongue. Maybe it is a dream you still hold. Maybe it is a regret you buried years ago, or maybe it is the truth about how much money you actually have. You are about to open your mouth to speak. Stop. In the first half of life, talking is how we build. We share plans, we vent about bosses, we ask for advice. But in the second half of life, your words are no longer just breath. They are your currency, and some things are too expensive to spend. After 50, you learn the hard truth. Not everyone who listens to you is rooting for you. Some are curious, some are bored, and some are waiting for the one detail they can use against you. I am not here to make you paranoid. I am here to make you wise. Today, we are going to talk about the 5 things you should never tell anyone after 50. Not your best friend, not your neighbor. Not even your children, depending on the day. If you have learned to guard your tongue the hard way, write the word protect in the comments, because we are protecting something valuable here, our peace. Number 1, your future plans. Here is the first thing you keep to yourself. Your future plans. You turn 52. You decide you want to sell the house and buy a van to see the national parks. Or you want to start that little woodworking shop. Maybe you want to move to the coast. You feel alive for the first time in years, so you tell your friend over coffee. What are you thinking? They say. At your age, what about your pension? What if you fall? And just like that, the fire is out. Here is the poison of telling people your dreams after 50. They will give you their fear. They will dress it up as concern. But it is fear. They gave up on their own dreams 10 years ago, and seeing you chase yours, it reminds them of their own surrender. So they will poke holes in your balloon until it deflates. Do not announce your plans. Let the results be the announcement. If you want to move to the coast, move to the coast. Send them a postcard from the beach. Do not ask for permission before you buy the ticket. If you have ever had a dream killed by someone's doubt, just nod your head. You aren't alone. After 50, you do not need a cheering section. You need silence, because silence protects your momentum. The moment you speak a big dream out loud, your brain thinks the work is done. You get the dopamine hit of sharing, but you lose the hunger to actually do it. Keep your blueprint in your back pocket. Show them the finished house, not the foundation. Number 2, your past grudges. The second thing to never speak of. Your past grudges. We all have one. That person who wronged you, the business partner who stole the credit, the sibling who didn't help with your parents. The ex who left in the cruelest way. You carry this story around like a rock in your pocket. After 50, you sit with a friend and you take the rock out. You polish it. You tell the story again. Can you believe he did that? 20 years ago, he did that. Stop. Every time you speak the name of an enemy, you invite them into your room. You are 55 years old. That person is probably living their life, not thinking about you at all, but you are keeping them alive. You are feeding them with your breath. Holding a grudge is like drinking poison and waiting for the other person to die. That is an old saying, but it is true. When you tell the story of how you were wronged, you are not freeing yourself. You are chaining yourself to a version of you that no longer exists. The victim version, after 50, you have to decide. Do you want to be right, or do you want to be free? You cannot be both. If someone asks about that old wound, you say, I let that go. I don't live there anymore. And you change the subject, not because you are lying, because you have built a new house and there is no room in the basement for old ghosts. Write the word protect in the comments if you understand that silence is the best revenge. The world wants you to trauma dump. The internet wants you to share your truth. But your truth is not a performance. It is a private history. Keep it that way. Number 3, the exact details of your finances, the third thing. And this one gets people in trouble every single day. Your finances. After 50, you have worked hard. Maybe you have a nest egg. Maybe you have a small pension. Maybe you own the house outright. Or maybe you are struggling. You are worried about the rising cost of everything. Here is the rule. No one needs the exact number. Not your nephew who just lost his job. Not your friend who is just curious about your retirement. Not the new person at the coffee shop who seems so friendly. Here is why. If you tell people you have money, 2 things happen. First, the vultures circle. Suddenly, everyone has a business idea. Everyone has an emergency. You become the bank, and if you say no, you are the villain. If you tell people you are struggling, the dynamic changes. They look at you differently. with pity, or worse, they feel relief. At least I am doing better than him. Comparison is a thief, but you are the one who hands the thief the key when you open your ledger. There is an old saying, a wise man keeps his wealth invisible and his poverty private, because there is no upside to telling the truth about money, only downside. What is the solution? Vague language. How are you doing? They ask. I'm fine, the lights are on, you say. Did you save enough to retire? We will see what the world brings. You do not owe anyone a spreadsheet. Your peace is worth more than their curiosity. If you have ever been burned by sharing too much about money, just nod your head. You aren't alone. After 50, you learn that the richest people in the room are usually the quietest. They don't wear the logo, they don't flash the watch, and they certainly don't talk about the balance. Number 4, your good deeds, the fourth thing, and this is a spiritual one, your good deeds. You helped a neighbor pay for their prescription. You gave a large sum to a local shelter. You stayed up all night helping a friend move. It feels good to be good. And the temptation is to tell someone, look what I did. You want the validation. You want the pat on the back, but here is the law of the universe. The moment you brag about your kindness, the reward for that kindness disappears. Think of it like a plant. A good deed done in secret grows roots in the dark. It feeds your soul, but if you dig it up to show your friends the roots, the plant dies. Jesus said it simply. Do not let your left hand know what your right hand is doing. But you don't need religion to see the truth. Psychology says the same thing. When you announce a virtuous act, you get a moral license. You feel like you have done your part, so you do less next time. Keep your good deeds in the vault. Let people wonder how things got better. Let them wonder who paid the bill. Let them wonder who left the food on the porch. The silence is the signature of a truly good person. If you are over 50, you have done enough things to write a book of good deeds, but you didn't. Because you know that the person who needs the most approval is the person who has the least power. Do not trade your spiritual weight for a few seconds of applause. Write the word protect in the comments if you believe in silent generosity. Number 5, your family secrets. The fifth and final thing, your family secrets. This is the hardest one because we love to vent. Your spouse left the towel on the floor again. Your daughter said something cruel. Your son isn't speaking to you. So you call a friend. Can I tell you something? Don't repeat this. But they will repeat it. Not because they are evil, because humans love stories, and your pain is a story. When you expose the inner sanctum of your home, you are tearing down the walls that protect you. Your home is the only fortress you have left in this world, and you are handing the enemy the map. After 50, you learn that a family is like a tree. The roots are deep, but they are underground. You do not pull up the roots to show the neighbors how deep they go. You let the trees stand. Does your family have problems? Yes, every family does. But here is the shift. You process the feeling, not the fact. Instead of saying, my daughter stole from me, you say, I am feeling hurt today. That is different. That is yours. You don't give them the name. You don't give them the details. You keep the secret, but you share the emotion in a safe way. If you absolutely must talk, you pay a therapist. That is their job. They have a vault. Your friends do not. Your family's reputation, your spouse's dignity, your children's privacy, these are sacred. Once you let them out of the bag, you cannot stuff them back in. If you have ever regretted venting about your family, just nod your head. You aren't alone. Conclusion, so let us review. After 50, do not tell them your future plans. They will throw rocks at your windshield. Do not tell them your past grudges. You are only feeding the ghost. Do not tell them your exact finances. The vultures are always circling. Do not tell them your good deeds. The spiritual reward vanishes in the telling. And do not tell them your family secrets. That is your fortress. Keep the walls up. You might think this is a lonely way to live, but it is not loneliness. It is sovereignty. When you stop leaking your energy through your mouth, you have more energy for your life. You have more peace for your heart. You are over 50. You have earned the right to be a mystery. You do not have to explain yourself. You do not have to justify your choices. And you certainly do not have to perform your life for an audience. So tonight, sit in the quiet. Feel the weight of what you know. And smile. Because what you keep to yourself is the only thing no one can ever take from you. If you are ready to guard your peace, write the word protect in the comments right now. I will see you in the next one. Until then, walk slowly, speak rarely, and listen closely. The end.